Yeah, I remember when I was a little kid, we had a Rhode Island red rooster that he was worse than any dog in the neighborhood.
Guard chicken.
He used to scare the life out of me when I'd come down the driveway. Hated that animal.
Did it end up on your plate?
I hope. I don't know. I hope so.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Lunch with Loretta here at Choice Farm Market. Today I'm joined by my boss, Todd,
Right.
also known as my husband. And today we're going to talk a little bit about farming, about life here on the farm. Before we get started with that, I just want to point out that we've got some upcoming events. On September 23rd, we start our Fall Festival. That runs every Saturday and Sunday through October from 10 to 6. We've got a lot of exciting things for the kids and adults alike. Corn maze, of course, will be going on. We've got pedal carts, giant slides. We've got a couple different pyramids to climb on. Just all kinds of fun activities for the kids. So bring out the whole family and just enjoy fall on the farm. What would we have new in the market today or this week?
Power.
Yeah, power. That's always a bonus.
That was a big bonus.
Yeah, speaking of that, for those that are not aware, we did have a pretty good sized tornado go through our community, and it was devastating to some people here that we know, and our thoughts and prayers are with them as they recover and rebuild.
I was glad that we were able to help out with the DT distribution of the water and the ice and so forth. We had over 900 people through.
We did. Here at the market, we kind of became the hub for the disaster relief. Aldi, they've got a warehouse here in Webberville, and they brought out some food. Our village mayor, Brad Hitchcock, President, his wife, they brought out a truckload of water. We had a lot of local people donating produce and money to help people in need. So very, I would say, small towns, big hearts. It was wonderful. So,
yeah.
So let's pretend we just met. We're on our first date, maybe. So what do you do?
At my core, I'm a farmer.
Okay.
But yeah, we have a lot of irons in the fire currently. But yeah, my base is I'm a farmer, and I enjoy livestock. I enjoy being outdoors.
Okay. So when did you become a farmer?
I was born that way.
So make it sound like it's a handicap.
Yeah. No, I've been here since I was 2. My folks. It was always their intention that they were going to raise their kids on a farm. And so in 1968, my grandpa was 50 at the time, my grandpa Shukaski, and he was ready to retire. And so they were able to purchase this, I think it was 94 acres was the kind of the homestead here that they bought in 1968. And my dad's just devoted his entire adult life to trying to make it, something that us kids could take part in.
Now, I saw the centennial sign out front. How many generations?
Again, we just met. Right?
I know. I'm trying.
So, yeah, I am the 6th generation that's been here. We don't have children yet, right? Because we just met. But our kids would be the 7th now. So
that would make the grandkids 8th.
Yes.
But so what was the farm like when it was settled here? In what year?
I'm sure it was largely woods in 1838.
So then your dad started purchasing land.
Yes, when my mom and dad come, 94 acres, 16 cows, a lot of chickens, which my mother had grown. she was the egg grader when she was a kid, and she knew all about chickens. She knew enough that she didn't want to be she didn't want to have chickens. Yeah. They had them for a little while, but I mean, there used to be brooder coops over in the side yard and across the driveway and stuff. And
I think she told me one time they had over 1,000 chickens in the coop still out there, but
just awful. But anyhow, yeah, chickens, the 16 dairy cows. It was big garden, a few hogs, and so on. So that was 1968. My dad continued to work at the tool and die shop for 4 or 5 years.
I remember.
So the man would get up, have the cows milked, have his breakfast, and be gone at 7 o'clock in the morning to be at work in Lansing at the tool and die shop, get out of work, come back, milk the cows again, and then, try to farm, try to plant crops and harvest crops. And I know he told me the first 4 years or so that he farmed here, he never planted corn in the daylight.
Oh, wow.
It was always dark by the time he was able to get to that point. But, I mean, that again was out of necessity. It was out of his drive to make it succeed. And we sold the dairy herd in December of 2003 and focused more on crops at that point. Did a few different things. Started TLC corn shortly thereafter.
2005. 2005?
TLC corn.
Oh, TLC corn. I'm sorry. I was thinking of Nature's Flame. Yeah, TLC corn.
2005, which has been, that was a big undertaking. We had no grain storage. We had no grain storage here at the farm when we did that. We built all that. Worked out really well. The business went from 6 to 69 at the end of that heating season, and then over the following summer, we started the next year at over 150, and they were all within 20 miles of the farm. That was the other key, was to keep everything close by.
Right. So then in 2015, Dave and Teresa Wood wanted to retire from the stove business, so we purchased that from them. Mm-hmm. They were located in the next town over in Williamston. We moved the business out here. We built a building, kind of had a storefront for it, and sold stoves and the parts and the pipes for them.
Nature's Flame.
Yep, Nature's Flame. And then, let's see, I'm trying to think of what year did we start Benjamin Beef?
2019.
Yep, so we still had the Nature's Flame, but so we started Benjamin Beef 2019.
Which I blame that on Dan.
Sorry, son. Because
Dan had, when he graduated high school, he had ended up in college down in Texas. And and that was all fine and good. I wanted him to see something besides Bingham County, Michigan, and then he got married, and then he started having kids, and that was a problem.
Yeah, you can't have grandkids 1,500 miles away.
No.
1,200 miles, whatever.
No. So they moved back in 2017, late 2017, 2018. They built their house. And one of the first things that he said when he got back after he'd been back for a minute or two was, we really should do something more with this beef. He said, you have no idea what it's like to have to eat beef out of the store. I said, no, I don't, and I'm glad that I don't. I can remember just going to someone's open house or something and having taco salad that someone had made from ground beef that they had gotten from the store, and it's unfit for human consumption, in my opinion. It's absolutely terrible. And so his thought was, well, we need to direct market these steers. We need, we need to figure out how to do that. And so, yeah, we relieved the Risch family up the road. They were really overcrowded with little steer calves, and we took a bunch out of there, and then we just kept bringing some on, and then 2019, the fall of 2019 came around, and like, well, okay, Dan, now how are we going to market these cattle, because they're grown now.
This is we had this conversation with Travis about, started out with loading up
That's
a cooler
exactly
and
how it happened.
loading up a grandson, and went out to the local restaurants, and our plan was to see if they wanted to utilize or use our beef,
Mm-hmm.
and ended up with Old Nation. And
there's just, I don't know, there was some outside force that worked there, because it was such a perfect fit.
And it still is. And then the pandemic hit, and of course the restaurants all closed down. And then my sister was at Walmart, and she calls me and she says, Loretta, the store shelves are bare. You have to let people know you have meat. And I hesitated to put it out on social media, because I didn't want people to think that we were taking advantage of the situation. And she's like, no, people will appreciate this. They need it. They want it. And we moved for about 3 months. We would take the steers in, bring them home, and we had it pre-sold. People would call and we'd take orders. We would move how many hundreds of pounds of beef out of our door.
Yeah, I mean, at that point in time, we only were doing 3. So we were bringing back 1,800 to 2,000 pounds of packaged beef.
And because it was the pandemic, we had scheduled times. People would come pick up their orders, and within a day and a half, it was gone.
Yep. Yeah, well, once Old Nation signed on, and I mean, there was less than a month between Old Nation and us collaborating, and then the pandemic. But when they said, yes, and this is what we're going to need, we were like, oh, we need more animals. And at that point, I think we had around 60 head here, because we had figured that, if we could process 2 or 3 a month, we'd be okay, keep up with our demand. And now we have 180. We process 10 a month. I mean, it was fate in so many different ways.
Yeah.
That happened when it happened, and with whom it happened with.
So I'm trying to think of how it was, the concept of Choice Farm Market.
Well, yes, we were debating about building our own processing plant. That's what we first looked into.
Yeah.
Was putting up a processing plant here at the farm. Like we were
back
picturing.
In the day, I remember.
Yeah,
we would go. Oh gosh, because I was raised on a hobby farm, and so we would have steers and stuff, and pigs. Pigs, actually, we had more pigs than steers. But there was a place in Hazlitt, off Hazlitt Road, and not on Hazlitt Road. It was on Okemos Road.
Oh.
And the name's escaping me.
Yeah.
But it was where we took our animals and they processed, but also it was a butcher shop.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that was what we were kind of thinking at first. And then we looked into doing the whole processing, and realized then we'd have to, because we're out in the country, we'd have to do almost like a water treatment plant. And so we knew that wasn't feasible. So I think then we were talking with the kids, Dan and Cassidy, and it's like, well, let's just do the market then. We'll just keep using Jones for processing.
Yep. The processing facility was just absolutely cost prohibitive. I mean, and I didn't want a lagoon on the farm, and that just wasn't going to happen. So. Yeah. So then Choice Farm Market. I mean, we were already kind of doing that at the storefront a little bit, but and we knew the Westendorps and Mooville was something that we wanted to have. it was something that we had here as
Yep.
well. So, yeah.
And then the adventure, putting in the farm adventure. We want people to come out and enjoy the atmosphere that the farm offers. Spend a day out there. Everything about the adventure is going to have educational components to it. So people will learn, how corn grows, learn how a pumpkin grows, learn about proper animal husbandry, learn about, what animals, what their roles are in our lives and where their food comes from, basically.
Yeah.
And have fun doing it.
Right.
Learning. So I'm looking forward to that. So how do you, I mean, our lives have changed a lot over the years. And I think probably the farm market's been even though it seems like when we did start TLC Corn, like you said, it was a lot of money out of pocket for us.
Mm-hmm.
And fortunately, like you said, within, after the first couple of years, we were over 150 customers. So it was starting to pay for itself there. So I think for me, that was our scariest, just because of the upfront money. Not that we don't have a lot more than that with the market, but, I think your second time around, you're a little bit more, relieved, kind of trust your judgment. But for me, this has been like the most time consuming.
Mm-hmm.
Like we eat, sleep, breathe Choice Farm Market. And I think it's because we're still in the growing stages.
Yeah.
But, the last year.
We're starting to get some things in place that, when we first started, we were making donuts. We were making cake donuts almost every day.
Yeah.
And
people,
that is, we've learned how to do that better.
Yeah.
And I think that there's lots of things that we're doing a little more streamlined.
Well, and we have outstanding staff too. And
Right.
So they're really, really taking charge of certain aspects of the market so that I don't have to be there every minute that it's open. So I can work on growing the business.
Yeah, like you said, we're so fortunate that the people that work for us chose to come to work for us.
Yeah.
They asked to come to work for us and with us, not for us, with us. And they're our best, just greatest cheerleaders. They believe in what we're doing. They believe in what they're doing. And I think they enjoy coming to work.
Yeah. Well, and it shows. You look at the reviews that we get online, and I would say probably 90% of them mention our customer service.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're blessed to have an outstanding group working for us. So I'm going to kind of throw this back at you guys for now. We are going to have part 2 of this discussion, just kind of telling our story. I know a lot of people are curious and always ask us questions. And so we just thought we would share with you. And again, our fall festival starts. We're also doing a farmers field day, and that's going to be our small town celebration. And we've been working with the Downtown Development Authority and the school and Garden Club and Lions Club. And so we've got a weekend that's just filled with a lot of fun for our community. And that will be starting September 29th, kick it off with homecoming. And then September 30th, there'll be activities uptown. There'll be activities out to our Choice Farm Market. And we're looking forward to seeing, everybody come together. It's been 4 years since we've done the town celebration. So looking forward to that. So, and remember, if you like what we're doing, please like and share our videos. You can go on to our YouTube channel and catch up with some videos there. Please let us know in the comments, if there's things you want to see us do in the future as far as, Lunch with Loretta. You want to talk about certain things, products or people, just mention it and we'd be happy to do that for you. So I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you for joining me. I know you're busy. And so we'll see y'all later. Bye.